Okay, looks like it is 7 o'clock, so I'd like to call the meeting to order. If you would join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And this year we have been sharing our vision, mission, and core values. And this month is vision and mission. Our vision is engaging, educating, empowering everyone every day. And the mission is the Bloomfield School District engages our students in learning, educates our students in academic and life skills, empowers our students for the future, and embraces everyone's differences every day. All right. And our next agenda item is public comments on agenda items. Do we have any?
None that were written.
Okay, thank you. Seeing none, we will go to the students of the month. And we'll start with elementary.
All right. I was supposed to have 3 here tonight. One did not show, so I'm not sure why. We'll try to get her here for the November 18th board meeting, right? All right. So I will start with, so basically we had 3 because our August one couldn't be here, and then I was out on September, and so they're all here today. So we're going to start with August. And our August student of the month was Josiah Ocampo. Come on up here, buddy. All right, so Dominic here is a 5th grader in Mrs. Shaw's class, correct? Yeah, you guys are talking, right? Okay. He's the son of Isidoro and Emily Samano Ocampo. Did I say that right? You told me that. I knew I'd mess that one up. And you have 7 siblings. I'm not even going to try it. Who are your siblings?
I have 2 mixed.
Hey, wait a minute. Don't mess up.
It's Jorge, Alberto, Braylon, Brittany, Sophia, Aiden, and Josiah.
Dad, is that right? All right. Good job. All right. So I asked him a few questions like I do all the time. I asked him what his favorite subject was. And he was torn between 2 of them, art or PE, right? That still hold?
Yeah.
Okay, art or PE. Favorite hobby? Sleeping. Sleeping. Wow. Food. He loves everything. He cannot narrow it down. So, hey, you know what Superintendent Lehman's favorite food is?
What?
Liver and onions.
I took him out to eat at the Crossroads. He got liver and onions. I've never had liver and onions, and I took a bite and I said, I don't ever want to. I think it's say seafood. I see food and I eat it.
Well, that's probably what that should have been, right? What he likes best about Bloomfield, he says the school is way better than WRV. Favorite color, teal blue, right? Favorite TV show, The Office. This is a man after my own heart, right? The Office. He loves to paint. That's awesome. And his teacher says this about Dominic. Dominic is dependable. I trust him to do the right thing, whether or not he knows someone is watching or not. And he is helpful to his classmates and his teachers. And he has a contagious smile that brings up the atmosphere of the classroom. Look, turn around and say, that smile. That is accurate. All right, so our student of the month for October, Dominic Ocampo. Step over here, buddy. And Dad, if you want to get a picture, you're more than welcome to come up and do that, or I can send it to you, either way. All right. I'm getting in there with them. All right, very good. All right, that works, man. Congratulations. Okay, I haven't seen the second one walk in here yet, so we will go down to the October Student of the Month. And our October Student of the Month is Ellie Miller. Come on up here, Ellie. You don't have to name 772. No? All right. So Ellie is a third grader from Mrs. Parsley's class. Ellie is the daughter of Shane and Sarah Miller over here. Very proud parents. They said you were the better of the two children. She said that too. Favorite subject? Reading. Right? All right. Her hobby is just art in general. You like to draw? All right, good deal. Favorite food? What'd you tell me? Do you remember? Barbecue chicken. Who's barbecue chicken? Grandma's barbecue chicken. That's right. Grandma's here. No? Oh, so it's not this grandma? You just lost points. See how I did that to you? Can't trust me. What she likes best about Bloomfield? Everyone is nice. I would agree with that. Very good. Favorite color is green. And favorite TV is a TV show, right? That we chose on? Okay, so the Babysitters Club. The Babysitter. I've never seen that. Mom, is that appropriate? Okay. And she loves to ride horses. That was a shocker. If you know her, that it really wasn't. So Mrs. Parsley says about Ellie, Miss Ellie Miller is all that one can say about an outstanding student and friend. Ellie embraces her academics with integrity and grace. She is trustworthy, organized, and takes pride in her work. Ellie is patient and genuinely concerned about her peers and their well-being. She displays confidence and good common sense in and out of the classroom. Ellie is an asset to our classroom family. She is a gift and a true pleasure to have in class. That's awesome. That is awesome. Very well done. So our October Student of the Month, Ellie Miller, everybody. Maybe you show me how to use my phone these days. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Sarah's got enough pictures of you. All right, Dad, you can get in there now. She told me that she takes after you. All right, on 3. Just put my second. Oh, yeah, very good. No one's blinking or anything. All right, congratulations, Ellie.
Yep, all right. Okay, so I was trying to wrangle around some of mine that have been out, and for various reasons, of course, being in high school and being involved in a lot of things, we have that. And I just tell a quick little note on one of my first students of the month, way back in August, Mr. Trenton George, TG, as we like to call him. I came up to him, which I notified him, I told him for a while now, and I brought him up today, and he's not here, of course. That's why I'm telling this story. And so I got him in drill practice after school, and I said, Trenton, remember, tonight, board meeting, 7 o'clock, library. And he just looked at me. You know, just kind of looked at me, and he just told me, he said, I got indoor soccer today. I go, well, what time you got that? He goes, 6 o'clock. He goes, what time's me? I told you 7. So I made him get his phone out and put down November 18th in his calendar for him. So he will be here on that. So, but I do have Miss Delaney Richardson from September, who was the junior student of the month. Delaney, come on up here, please. All right. And if you remember that night, Delaney was playing volleyball at New Central. No clue. Where are you going to play Saturday? Okay, you see Delaney's demeanor right now? That's the way it is all the time. But we were working on that, right? I'm not gonna go with it. All right, I've got Delaney's information here. So our standard questions, we start out with, what is your favorite food? Her favorite food is spaghetti, that's right. The clubs and teams, programs, groups that she's involved with, excuse me. She's a member of the volleyball team, basketball team, track team. She's a member of FCA and the Booster Club. Her hobbies, playing sports and hanging out with friends. It's a pretty good one, standard. Her favorite subject, math. And this is interesting because it's easy. I don't know if I've heard a student say it's easy, but that's great and that's good. That'll be, what math are you in right now? It's easy, but I can't remember the name of it. What is it? 130? Yeah. Oh, algebra 2? Okay, gotcha. There you go. All right. And what does she like most about Bloomfield Mill and High School? She likes the teachers. All right. And so that's really great. And we appreciate everything, Delaney. And we want to wish you all the best this weekend. The girls, if you had a chance to watch them, certainly throughout the season, but more important, just last weekend, last Saturday, they were all dialed in, and it was fun to watch. And they were having a blast, and they were pulling for each other and took care of business, right?
Yeah.
Now we take on the #1 team in the state. Yep, Trinity Lutheran. We're taking on the Lutherans 2 weeks in a row. All right. Congratulations. There you go. All right. All right, I got you. I'm going to tell her. I just got to because I'm laughing. I called Delaney down, right, to tell her she's student of the month. She's down there waiting, just like you saw her demeanor right there. Delaney, congratulations. You know, you're a student of the month. You're selected. She's like, thanks. and our other student of the month, who I won't name right now, everything came up and I said, congratulations. She's like, thank you. You know, and everything like that. Michelle's talking to Delaney, Delaney goes, that's how I should have responded. Sorry, I said I laugh about it when I think. All right, we're moving on to our October students of the month, and we've got two. I'm going to mention our first one, our sophomore, Allison Lauderdale, and Allison is in FFA, and she's at the state convention, so she is not here tonight, of course, but she'll be here for the November meeting. And I was able to talk to her mom and let her know that because they left yesterday morning, and she's excited about that. So we'll recognize in person Allison. But I have our 6th grade student of the month for October, and that is Abigail Lolis, right? Lolis. Thank you. Come on up here, Abigail. You had practice tonight, right? How'd it go? Good. Who's your coach?
Laura.
Okay, Miss McIntosh? Yep, okay, excellent. All right, so this is Abigail, and she's a 6th grader here in Bloomfield Middle School. Her favorite food is pizza. What kind? Just regular? Pepperoni. Nice. Quick and easy, right? One topping. I like that. That goes. Her clubs and teams and programs she's involved in, she plays basketball, softball, and she's in middle school FFA. Her hobbies, I love to play basketball with all my friends. I love being the catcher on my softball team. One of the foremost right there, right up the middle, right? Catcher, pitcher, center field, shortstop, important positions. You control everything behind the plate, right? Yep, good job. Okay. And she loves to be in FFA because your friends are in FFA, right? That's why we get involved in stuff, because of our friends. Her favorite subject, she loves science. And it's Mrs. Graves that teaches science. And she likes science because of Mrs. Graves. She is the nicest teacher, right? And what else?
She doesn't get very in homework.
That's it. And I said, what do you like most about Bloomfield Middle High School? She says, I like the middle school band. What instrument do you play?
Percussion.
Ooh,
No.
nice. Yeah. All right, tapping and getting ready, got the rhythm to it, okay. And then also, all the teachers are nice, so congratulations, Abigail. Very, very proud of you. Everybody, bring them on, you know. Even that guy over there. He can come up there. Yeah, you just get in there, absolutely, everyone, we got one in there. Got it? Get all that?
Be proud.
Be proud. Gotcha. All right, congratulations, guys.
Good job, buddy.
Good.
Well, again, congratulations to all students of the month and the families.
Yes.
We invite you to stay for the rest of the meeting, but we understand if you need to leave, we'll pause for just a second, and we'll continue with the meeting here in a minute.
Maybe 50 years ago.
Thank you all so much.
Bye. See you guys.
I can't get over how big you are.
Just have to work on your fried chicken.
I know. You're right, yeah.
Well, I set Ellie up bad on that.
That's all right, that's all right.
Set her up bad.
We'll continue with the recognitions of the elementary school.
All right, so, as always, I always try to go through our character trait winners for September with respect. This month is courage. Our winners since the last time we had, I've been here in a couple of months, so, Cora Feltner, Braden Patton, Judah Stevens, Reagan Hash, Anna Dayhoff, Clayton Sylvester, Cassie Pemberton, and Max Williams were all winners of our drawing for respect. And then for courage, we've only had 4. We draw 4 more tomorrow. Jackson Edwards, Rosie Linthicum, Zach Royal, and Lincoln Miller. And I think that's going pretty well. Every morning, like I said, we do a reading on whatever the character trait is. And so, and then that's without fail. I take that back. On Fridays, we do the drawing, so I don't do the reading, we do the drawing. But Monday through Thursday, we do a reading on it, and the teachers are supposed to have conversations with them to kind of reinforce what we had talked about that day. So it goes pretty well, and I think the kids are getting it. Couple other things I have here. I would like to recognize Shannon Dean and Jessica Lauderdale for all their efforts on the literacy night and color run that we had. That went off really well. I think for the color run, I don't remember the numbers, like 144 runners or something that we looked at. Mr. Dean did his best to cook hot dogs. I suggest you don't ask him to do that if you're a barbecue. He struggled,
man.
but they're all right.
They made it.
Yeah, that's right. Nobody got sick that I know of. So every student got a free book. We served hot dogs, chips, cookie, Kool-Aid, and water. The color run, like I said, went really well. That was the night that I was supposed to be in Fort Wayne. So I was trying to stay as far away from that color as I possibly could. And so right at the end of the night, I thought, okay, I think I'm safe. I'm going to jump in, I'm going to run down, I'm going to get all that color, pick it up, bring it back, and I'm good. So I pull up, avoided the kids, avoided all that nonsense. And I'm parked there, and a bunch of dads come walking up with their buckets. They're going to set them in the back. And they hit me square. I had about a third of a bucket of green color all over me. Boy, that was hard to get out, too. I was in a hurry, you know what I mean? They didn't care. They thought it was fun. I probably would have too, probably. So I do want to thank Mr. Dean, though, for grilling for us. He didn't have to do that. Well, he did. Shannon made him. He did. But I still appreciate you doing it without throwing too much.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'd also like to recognize Christy Blayton. Christy contacted me, I don't know, a few weeks ago. She has a careers class, and they are working on learning to volunteer and giving service to others. So she has 13 students now that are coming over to the elementary, one period throughout the week. and then they help teachers. Whatever they need, they work with kids. I see them out in the hallway all the time. They're sitting there and they're working with kids on their words or numbers or whatever it is that they need to do. So I think that's awesome. I appreciate her reaching out, and then we're never going to turn that away. I think that's very important. Not just them working with the little kids, because little kids, they look up to those high schoolers, but also just learning to serve. And I think that's important as well. So she's doing a lot in that aspect, and I do appreciate that. I also want to recognize Caitlin Toon and Megan Boggs, two of our aides. They had to take their paraprofessional test, and I don't think I've seen two women sweat it out so much. They were a nervous wreck. But they tried to take it one day, and we were trying to do it here at school. For whatever reason, we couldn't get the website to work. So they had to go, I think, a week later, which made them even more nervous now because they started it, and now they got to do it again. But they killed it. They got in there, they tore it up, so they got their certifications, and they're good to go. So I do want to recognize them. Also, Dwayne Hostetter from the Lions Club, they come down pretty much every year, and they donate dictionaries to our fourth graders. And so he contacted me, and I think that's great. So he came and delivered those. Also, our third grade teachers, they had what they call the Pumpkin Spectacular, and it was pretty awesome. Basically, the kids read a book, they identify with a character, their favorite character in the book, and they take a pumpkin and they design that pumpkin to match that character. And I saw one kid brought in a pumpkin that looked like a bass. And it was pretty amazing. Oh, that was kind of cool. I don't have those skills. So I mean, I thought that was really neat. But there were all kinds of them in there. And then they're still out in the hallway, I believe, today they were anyway. I don't think they took them home today. So if you didn't get to come to that, you want to come look at those pumpkins, they're in the hallway in third grade hall. So I encourage you to do that. But not only recognize them, but the third graders as a whole. I think the 3 years that I've been here, these were probably by far the uniquest pumpkins I think that I've seen yet. So they put some time into it. And then the other thing, the last one I have here is I want to recognize Mrs. Erica Pemberton, Mrs. Christy Van Dievender, and Mrs. Teresa Barker. I gave them a professional development day on September 27th, and the goal, last time over the summer there, I stood in front of you and I gave you our numbers for ILA. I was not happy about doing that. I didn't like it. So we've been having a lot of conversations in elementary about that. We have bi-weekly, we have grade level meetings in the conference room, and the goal is to talk about student data, how to get it, how to use it, the students themselves, what are their struggles, how do we meet those struggles. But the other thing that we're doing is we've instilled professional learning communities. And when I first got here, I was throwing PLCs around like I thought everyone knew what they were, and I assumed that they did because I came from a school that was a goal. That was something we did. And so what I learned was not all my teachers fully understood what that expectation was. So they have common press. I built that into the calendar as quickly as I could. But now they are purposefully meeting at least once a week, more, as much as they can. And the goal, again, is to do more of this. It is to design lessons that will move our kids forward. We're talking a lot about, not just reading fluency. I think we do a good job. I think we do a great job here with reading fluency and ELA. But we need to catch up with math fluency. And that's something that K through 2, we're working really hard at designing different lessons for math fluency to help drive our students forward. And then 3 through 5 is not only fluency, but moving them forward to meet the expectations of the iLearn and that higher learning, right? So what I did is I gave these 3, and I asked them to do it, but they didn't hesitate. They said, yeah, we'll do this. And the goal is for them, we use a program called ClearSight. Mr. Dean uses it as well. And basically, the makers of the iLearn are the same people that run this program. So it's a great way to get a good look at what types of questions are going to be asked, how they're going to be asked, and to design units to kind of meet that expectation. That's the idea. So what I learned from my teachers in our meetings is that they weren't comfortable with the system, right? We haven't really had a training, and I don't know, Dr. Lehman, he's working on that, trying to get that, but I felt like it was important. I don't know how many of you have ever went to a training where you didn't know anything about what you were learning, right? So you take this training and then you walk away, you still you only learn maybe this much, and you could have learned this much because you just didn't have any knowledge going in, right? I learned more from my training if I had a little bit of knowledge going in, because then I know how to take that knowledge and use it in the way that I need to. So I wanted my teachers to sit down and I wanted them to go through, and I'm not gonna lie, this was their idea as well. I think Miss Van was the one that I talked to. I was kind of running some things by her, and it came up, she's like, I think you just need to let's sit down and tear it apart. Let us get in there, let us rip it apart, let us learn about this program. So it's great, you're on the team. So, get the idea, you gotta lead the team, right? So, but I thought it was a great idea. And so I gave them that day, and I told them, I said, I'll be in there about 10:30, 11 o'clock, I'll sit with you. And being the day that the principal goes through, I got in there about 1:15. I didn't get in there when I was supposed to. But when I walked in that room, these three ladies had just nailed it. I mean, they had it set up. They have dates set as to when certain things have to be done. Whether it be, we give 2 intern tests that are already on there, but there's also a lot of other things that we can utilize and incorporate into our lessons. And we can get some data from those. And they went a lot further than I had anticipated. I did not think they would get that far. But just so happened that evening or that afternoon, we had a faculty meeting. And so they kind of shared with faculty and just caught everybody up to speed. And again, I got caught out by the buses, so I was in there a little bit late. By the time I got in there, they were finishing it up. So I do want to put a shout out to those three because they really did a great job. So we start that this month, coming Monday. That's when we start going, and they're going to start implementing all of these strategies that they came up with. And as I told them, and I'll tell you, it's the first time going through it, like with any other plan. We're going to find some things that work well. We're going to find some things that, okay, we don't want to do it that way again. We're going to change those things. So it's going to be a work in progress, but I'm encouraged because they're moving forward. And I'm encouraged with our grade level meetings because most everybody, you always got your hard ones to crack, but most everybody, they're jumping on board, they're figuring it out. Even the ones that have pushed back, I always use the statement that you're always welcome to push back as long as we're moving forward. If that pushing back stops us from moving forward, then we got to stop doing what we're doing. We got to stop that. But I think it's good, iron sharpens iron, right? One mind sharpens another. So it's good to get the pushback because I want to hear what they have to say and what their ideas. They're the experts. I've never taught second grade. Never taught third grade, right? I'm a high school teacher. So they're the experts. I want them to push back in that manner, but I want to move forward. And I feel like that's what's happening. So I'm very encouraged, and I'm very appreciative of these ladies and what they've done as well. So hopefully I'll be able to give you some updates later where I give you some more detail on how it's working. So that's really all I have. Any questions? No? All right, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Dean.
Yeah, excuse me. Okay, so starting out, just want to recognize we had 3 high school students this year who received interviews for the Logan Scholarship. Those interviews have already taken place. Bloomfield had 3. I can't remember how many they interviewed. Did they interview 5 or 7, 6? Yeah, so we had 3 of the 6 in the county. So that's pretty impressive. Christopher Royal, Ansley Ross, and Cameron Moody. We'll find out in December, I think, when we get those. If whoever wins the Lily. And so excited for those 3. It's quite an honor, in fact, just to get an interview in that process. Christopher, also want to recognize Christopher Royal. He was recognized by the College Board as a recipient of the Rural and Small Town Recognition. And College Board has this is one recognition that they have along with some others. This is our first recipient of that. And so, of course, College Board is national, and we're proud of Christopher for that. So that was a couple nice academic things there to start off our recognition. Today, or I should say October, was the middle school character trait for October was responsibility. And today we recognized all the students that were recognized for demonstrating responsibility throughout the month in various factions, and however it could have been in a lot of different ways. In the middle school, we had 10 different students that were recognized individually and received certificates. And We had one student that every student that gets recognized gets to put their name in a drawing, and they get drawn for a blizzard. And Max Zaragoza was the recipient of the winner of the blizzard. His selection was cookie dough. So that was pretty good for Max and for all of them. So really proud of those middle school students for being recognized for responsibility. We also recognized 21 students today, 6 through 12, for perfect attendance in the first quarter. And that's no tardies, and that's being in every class every day. That's not leaving early, doctor's appointment, whatever. That's just being right there. And for those 21 students, we went and bought Dairy Queen gift cards for $5 each. And so those 21 students, and just looking for ways, I mean, not just making up things or anything like that, but just ways that we can recognize more students. And that is, the students that they're here every day. This is the best part of their day. That's why they want to be here. They may not be involved in many things or anything. They just want to be here at school. So that we were able to cover some more students with that today. This past Tuesday, we held our PSAT day. Grades 9, 10, and 11 took the PSAT. Of course, we paid for the 8-9, the PSAT 8-9 through College Board, and then the state of Indiana pays for 10th grade and 11th grade. All of our students took those, and we'll use that data for placement into a dual credit and early college and AP courses as well. And then the seniors that day, this is the first time we've done this, told them we didn't want you in the building on Tuesday. And I had parents email me, hey, my kid's coming home saying you told them we don't want you in the building on Tuesday. I said, they are correct. Now, it's not a free day. So we told them, I said, you've got your choices here. You can take a college visit. You can job shadow. You can collect service hours for beta, for whatever you need on that. I had several seniors that are cadets, and there were field trips that day, and they went with their classes. First grade, I know, I was one. So it was a really good day. And I told the seniors, the one responsibility that you have is you have to document what you've done. You can send it in an email. You can have the person, if you job shadow, they can send an email. We need documentation of your events, what you did, and turn it into Bree in the office the next day. And by golly, they've done it. They've done it. We've not had to beat the bushes or anything to get that. They were all pretty good about communicating with each other. And so that turned out to be a really good day. I really like that for the seniors. They did it with fidelity. So proud of them. Getting down along the lines here, boys soccer wrapped up their season thereafter, the week after Apple Festival. Had a great year. I think 11-4 was their record. Had some great individual accomplishments there. The first one is we won our first sectional game and knocking off Lighthouse Christian. And then we faced the eventual sectional champion, South Knox, in the semifinal. They're a legit club. But it was a great run. I was really proud of the seniors and Coach Bladen. They did a really good job. The girls soccer team continued to plug away. Had some times they were short girls there because of injuries and so forth, but Coach Lowry and the girls kept plugging away at and had a good year as well. And I just want to say thank you to all the seniors for that. Those that were involved from the inception, because they would have been freshmen when the soccer program started for both boys and girls. And that first year, they were a co-ed. And so really happy for that in the way, number one, happy the fact that we had that program available to our students and excited to see it grow. Boys cross country, going into cross country now. Boys cross country had a great, it was a historical season for them. They won the SWAC, so they repeated as SWAC champs. Wyatt Fry was the individual champion for the SWAC. We had 4 all-conference in the SWAC. Bob, were we 4 out of the first 5? 4 out of 4, right? We were 1 through 4. So Wyatt, Justin Beard, Wyatt Fry, Justin Beard, Landon Myers, and Lance McIntosh, 1 through 4 there at the SWAC. And took first place. TG Trenton was our fifth place finisher that year, or that day. CJ, who made back for the sectional, had a little bit of a neck and a ding there in his leg. So, but repeated SWIAC champs. So as I mentioned, Wyatt, Justin, Landon, and Lance made all conference for the SWIAC. And that was a good day. That was the Saturday of Apple Festival. That was October 1 there. The girls cross country finished third in the SWIAC, and Malia Fischel and Jade Metis were honorable mention all SWIAC for that. They turned around the next week and went down to B&L, ran in the sectional, and did very well. We had expected the boys to advance out of the sectional if they ran the way that they were capable of, and they did. The surprise was the girls advancing out of the sectional, and they ran well. They ran together a pack. So the boys and girls cross country teams advanced out of the sectional, went to the regional, and that's where the boys had done something that hadn't occurred since 1986 as a team. They made it out as out of the sectional, out of the regional into the semi-state as a team. You know, we've had individual runners do it, but that was the first time the team had done that. And you know, Bob, you talk, and he'll tell you, it's a special bunch, good group, ran well together, always ran in a pack, and it's a different level of competition when you get to the semi-state. I mean, you're right there with teams that, are state caliber, and of course they make on there, but just kind of looking back over the time here, I think we've had, and just looking there, like I said, I mentioned 86 was the last team up until the 21 boys. And then we had a couple teams back in the 50s that I think back then they just went from sectional regional to state. They didn't have a semi-state. And Glover had those, well, at 50, that was before Glover, and then 59 after Glover. But really, really proud of the boys cross-country team for their efforts, and Coach Richardson there for leading down that way. And so that was just, it was exciting. It was exciting. Unfortunately, I didn't make the semi-state because I was at the girls regional, which was exciting as well. I'll get that in there. Boys tennis, I want to mention the boys tennis team. They were done before when we had our September meeting with the regional. However, Ryan Schulte and Balin Graff advanced to the three doubles, because once you get out of this tournament, your number one singles and your number one doubles, if they go undefeated, in the sectional, they get to move on into the individual tournament. And so Ryan and Balin went down to Jasper and advanced and won the individual sectional at Jasper. And then they turned around and went to B&L the next weekend, which was the weekend of the cross-country regional, and played Borden and defeated Borden 6-3, 6-4, I believe, and then faced Bloomington South. And, and that was a little different level right there. And Bloomington South, defeated them. But it was a good run for Ryan and Balin. And just an individual point for there, Ryan Schulte set the career win for career wins was 70. So that's including singles and doubles. And there's some really good tennis players on that list, man. There are. Shane Miller was on that list. He was just in here back in '94. But that's pretty impressive. Coach Candy's he knows the tennis records. He's got them all and very detailed. And I'm trying to think here. Nate Korn. I think Nate Korn had the record at that time. And so Ryan's supplanted him. That's what records may be broken. So there you go. And Balin plugged away, and he cracked the top 10 in career wins with 49. So he is number 10. So proud of those boys and being strong in their senior year. They also made the all-district doubles team. Ryan and Balin did. So District 7 for the tennis. And then lastly, mentioned, as I've already said two or three different times, our girls volleyball team. Just progressively got better. We knew that they were going to be good. They had a lot of but they had returning players, but yet had a lot of pieces to fill, different roles to speak of in the team. And throughout they kind of looked just like a normal year, ups and downs and so forth like that, but they've been playing well. knew that we were confident that they would win the sectional, felt they were the better team, and they took care of business, handled things the way they needed to. Went to the regional, wasn't really sure. We drew Waldron in the first game, and JV was talking with the athletic director of Morristown, and the athletic director told him then, he said, I think that the winner of that game right there will probably win the regional. And it went 5 sets. And you get to that 5th set, it's only 15 points, anything can happen. And we just took charge from the beginning, and ended up winning 15-8, and took care of that. And, we traveled 2 hours and they traveled 15 minutes. So, it's a short ride home for them. But then we make it to the regional championship. We played Lutheran that beat Indiana Deaf in the morning. And, I'm not going to say it wasn't competitive because it was. I'm not saying that at all. But, we still took care of it in 3 sets. But just the whole day and watching the girls, they were just, like I said, I used the phrase, they were dialed in. Because they were. They were pumped up. Things happened. They were supportive, and just they communicated probably better than I've seen them communicate throughout the year. Now I'm not seeing all the games, but it's exciting and it's always fun. Glover always said, when you're winning sectionals and regionals, everybody's in a good spirit, and we are. And so they go to Columbus East. If you like the color of orange, you're going to see a lot of it Saturday. All right, and we'll be over there 1 o'clock. If you're going to there, mask are required if you're going. So it's $10 a ticket to get into. And so we'll see. We played, like I said, Trinity Lutheran. Pretty good. They took care of Magody down there and that. And I don't have all conference for them because they have all conference voting tonight for the volleyball. So that's it, man. That's all I got.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, now on to the consent agenda.
Yeah, we have the meeting minutes to approve from last month, as we always do. Treasurer's report with our plans from from last month. Plans to approve there. Personnel, we have the list that I sent to you. Non-certs, there's some resignations for your positions, some shifting of positions on there. On personnel. And then we have the donations. Want to give a thank you to the Linton Elks, who gave money for the middle school and high school supplies for the teachers. So we appreciate your donation and helping with middle school and high school supplies. Any questions on the consent agenda?
All right, seeing none, we have a recommendation. Do I have a motion?
My dad needs to be pulled.
Oh, sorry about that. Forgot about that. Yep, okay. So we will pull that for a separate vote then.
Yep.
All right, do we have a motion then?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, and a second?
1 second.
All right, all in favor? All right, thank you. And then for Mr. McIntosh, do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
And a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? All right, thank you. Okay, other business.
All right, so for negotiations with teachers' contracts, it's called a tentative agreement. And we met, was that a week ago? A while ago, the 19th actually. And went through that, and it was a very good session. And just a couple things the community should know is that Indiana, I guess the Indiana government put in a couple Indiana codes that definitely affected teachers this year in a positive way in terms of salary, is that they've made an Indiana code that 45% of the basic tuition grant, which is basically the money goes in the education fund to pay educators, has to go to teacher salaries. All right, so it's just to make sure schools are using that for its intended purpose. And then they wanted to make sure all teachers, and they're giving schools 2 years to do this, make at least $40,000. That's the minimum salaries that the teachers can make. And then they also, which doesn't always happen, back those codes with increased funding per student. And so not only did we get increased funding per student, but at Bloomfield, our ADM went up 17 students. And so that's a positive as well. And so with that, we were able to offer our teachers a nice raise of $4,000 at the base. And it's more for teachers that are in the lower end of the bachelor scale, because we need to get that to 40. Our low pay was at 33,000, so we actually kind of staggered it with the first several years of the bachelor's pay, a little more than 4,000, so we don't have to. So next year it won't take as much money to get us to that 40,000. So that salary schedule is included there. Also, an adjustment in the tentative agreement is that we had given for summer professional development, teachers could ask for up to 2 additional personal days if they came in the summer to do professional development. We have changed that they can get $100 stipend per day instead of taking extra personal days. And teachers wanted that. They get cash in their pocket when they come in the summer. It helps us really during the year, less personal days. We want teachers at school with the kids and that stuff. So I think it's a win-win on that part of it as well. So tonight's really just kind of the Indiana code kind of gives you the procedures, how you're supposed to do this. Tonight's just the explanation. No decisions are made on that. It's an explanation, and then within no earlier than 72 hours tonight, then we actually have, and that's going to be on Tuesday, where I will probably give a quick summary of this again, and then the board can vote on it officially. So I have to explain it tonight and give people a chance to comment. We'll give people a chance to comment Tuesday if they have any questions or want to make a comment about the tentative agreement, and then we'll propose to the board to approve the tentative agreement on Tuesday, November 2nd. Any questions on that?
Okay. Seeing none, the other business, the adoption of the capital projects plan and the school bus replacement plan.
Yeah, we have presented that a while, and this is just the board officially approving that. Any questions on the capital projects plan or the bus replacement plan?
Seeing none, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, and a second, please.
A second.
Okay, all in favor? All right, thank you. And now the superintendent report.
Yeah, just a few things. Dave and Mike usually cover most of the highlights that are going on in the building. So just a few other things is that this slide is really getting me. He's all over the place. I'm either sweet or the opposite. All right. But anyways, we have advertised in the Greene County Daily World and on Facebook as well that at the South Complex, we lease out that land for farming. We have for the last 3 years, and that lease was up. It's going to be up here in November. So we're offering that land again to be farmed. We're asking this time that it's only be hay. We're starting to use that South Complex more with this construction. The cross-country course basically was shot. And so we developed a new cross-country course at the South Complex. And so, and there are future plans to put other things out there, probably more than, not necessarily the near future, but near the better would be maybe. But right now the cross-country course is out there. And so we're just asking that hay be farmed out there. But that is on our website under information, the details of the request for proposals. And we are going to take those proposals Tuesday. We talked about Tuesday having the ratification meeting for the teacher contract at 6. Right before that at 5, we're going to take bids for the hayfield out of the South Complex. So anybody that's interested, bring those bids and the details again are under our website under information. And I want to talk about COVID. It's my first year as superintendent. I joke with people, the 2 C's have taken a lot of my time, and one of them's positive and one of them's not. Construction has been positive, it's been neat. COVID has not been. But right now, COVID's pretty good here, and I hope that continues in the right direction. Staying low on our cases and quarantines, and our county is in the yellow. And so we are mask optional at this time, but we're going to continue to monitor that COVID situation weekly and make the best decision for our school and community. And just as far as construction, the elementary roof is almost complete. And Empire's trying to complete the middle school gym lockers by early November, which is almost here. Got a goal before games, basketball games starting there. It's going to be tight to be able to do that, but that's the goal. And the whole project is on track to be completed by July 2022. So hopefully that continues as well. So those are my highlights. All right. Anything else you want to know?
All right, thank you. Do we have any board member comments and items for future agendas? All right, seeing none, our future meetings is our special board meeting on November the 2nd at 6 p.m. And then our next two regularly scheduled meetings is November the 18th and December the 16th they both are at 7 p.m. And this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.